morning and welcome to CityLine. We are Zooming from my home and it's great to have you here. We have a wonderful hour lined up for us. Later on, we'll be talking with the Foss Waterway Seaport Maritime Museum. We get to find out what they've been up to during this time of COVID. And then the Crystal Judson Justice Center is here, and they'll be talking about how they are partnering in the community and still helping those who are victims of domestic abuse. The Humane Society will be here with our Pet of the Week. And then with me right now are two great individuals from Sound Outreach. Brian Flint, you are the Executive Director of Sound Outreach. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am quite well. Thank you for asking. You brought with you someone who I just love and I don't get to see a lot of. Jennifer Morrison, you are the Program Manager for Sound Outreach. And this is your first time Zooming with TV Tacoma, so welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. Okay, well, let's get started about this because I think sometimes that when people hear Sound Outreach, they think, well, Sound Outreach, what is that? And I think, what isn't Sound Outreach? That's my answer. But Brian, as Executive Director, when you are at Rotary and someone walks up to you and says, what is Sound Outreach? What do you say?
Yeah. So Sound Outreach is a nonprofit organization that serves Pierce County. And our work is to work with people who are working, but unable to make ends meet because of the cost of living, rising housing costs. And we have a combination of financial counselors who work individually with folks and employment coaches that help people develop their career goals. And we have found through that model, helping people access public benefits as well, that people are able to move out of that realm of poverty where they're spending more than they're earning every month into a place where they can create savings and they can create more stability in their lives. So we work with clients over a 2 to 3 year period to meet their financial goals and create more stability.
Boy, that's comforting to hear that. And at the same time, I know how desperately it's needed right now. So speaking of that, Brian, what kind of financial impacts have you and your team seen on the families from the COVID-19 pandemic that we are still in?
Yeah, we have seen dramatic impacts. Before COVID happened, before we had to shut down the economy, 31% of the families in Pierce County were what I described as not having income, but not being able to meet monthly expenses on a regular basis. And nationally, 40% of households did not have $400 of savings in the bank. And so we had lots of people losing income overnight, and that was a tremendous impact. And, most of the people who lost their jobs were service industry jobs, people serving others who worked on an hourly wage. And so and there was a tremendous lag in getting unemployment benefits. So we reached out to people right away and got on the phone and got on Zoom and tried to help people navigate the system, get those unemployment benefits. We were given some money to do rental income assistance. And so we really tried to help people initially just deal with the shock of losing that income, try to stay as stable as possible. And we'll talk about some of the other programs we've developed to help people move forward.
So Jennifer, as Brian's talking about reaching out to these clients, how is Sound Outreach managing client relationships while working remotely?
Yes, absolutely. Remote working is something new for a lot of us and even our clients. So we've had to incorporate quite a few different ways of being able to, get people documents that they may need to sign or, meet with them face to face due to not being able to be in the office and really seeing them and going over, necessary information that we may need to collect. So Zoom meetings, DocuSign, as I said, we're working with providing people with rental assistance and things like that, where documents need to be signed. And we've also started providing workshops online, which kind of help people be able to have access to information they may need.
I love that. So, if someone has recently been laid off or furloughed, and boy, that's a numerous occasion on every single day in COVID. Jennifer, what steps should they take, and how can Sound Outreach help them?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that they're able to do is go online and go to our website. We do have all the necessary resources there that they would be able to find. If they needed help navigating that, they definitely could reach out to us. We can set up a virtual meeting to walk them through some of those steps that they would need to take. We also have many different, right now we're running 8 programs that are actively, changing to that remote working thing where, people are interested in helping with their financial health and getting financial counseling, employment coaching, because, maybe the industry that they were working in is no longer running and they need something different to, get support for their family. We have employment coaching, learning how to build your resume, maybe just having some connections in the community with some of our partners that offer employment. Would be a great opportunity for them to reach out to us.
Fabulous. So, Brian, in that vein, when Jennifer mentioned you've got some online courses, there's something called Back on Track counseling session. Boy, I think everybody needs that in spades. What is it, Brian?
Yeah, so if somebody is trying to figure out how to survive this economic pandemic and move forward, create stability in their lives, they can call us at 253-593-2111, and we will set up an appointment with an employment coach or a financial counselor. We will do an intake form to find out what their needs are and do a meeting where we'll talk about their goals and go through a budget, look at their credit score. We can pull their credit and find out if they have any credit issues like medical debt that they need to work through. And we will work with them on a long-term plan, given the situation that they're in. Do they need to change jobs? Are there jobs that they should be looking for? Are there credit issues that we can help them try to address and get off of their credit so they're paying less? We have relationships with Harborstone and America's Credit Union. Maybe they need to refinance a car loan that they're paying too much interest on. And so we can help them set goals and work and walk with them towards those goals over time to try to create more stability. And so we're really looking at how do you deal with the shock of losing a job, losing income, and how do we create stability even though in these uncertain times we can help you.
Fantastic. So, Jennifer, for somebody who is looking for a good wage job in the trades, you have a program called Bridges to Career Opportunities. Would you explain that to us, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we've had to kind of work around, being able to serve our clients that are still interested in going into the trades or any other career program or career that they're interested in. So what we have is a rolling enrollment for the BCO. It's a 1-month class. It's all virtual. We have where they can go in, they can learn basic workplace readiness skills. They learn math skills. They're able to connect with our instructors on a daily basis to be able to walk through this program. At the end of the program, they actually earn a certificate that just shows that they've completed that class and they're ready to go into a pre-apprenticeship or employment of their choice. So if it may be that they're interested in the medical field, we assist them on getting into a program that would teach them those medical field skills.
That is fabulous. So all of this, Brian and Jennifer, leads me to my last question. And Brian, I'd like you to take the lead on this. So what is Sound Outreach doing to foster equality for our communities of color?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think it's really important. One thing is we're embedded in the community. So our main offices are in the Hilltop in Tacoma, and we have an office in Bethel. So we're part of the community. Obviously, we're all working from home, so that's a challenge. We're fortunate to have a very diverse staff, and we have several languages spoken on our staff. But we're working to serve the community that are disadvantaged by the current system. So 33% of our clients are African American, which is twice the percentage in the population. Our leadership team is also very diverse. Uh, more than half of our leadership team is people of color and majority women. And so we really work with people one-on-one to help them navigate the system. And as one of our our employment coaches likes to say, our job is to help cheat the system to benefit those who are often left out of the system, and people of color are often left out of the system.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. Brian, in this last minute, who do you need to thank for the track, the mission, the vision, and the effectiveness that you have in this community?
Yeah, we've been fortunate as an organization to be able to keep all of our staff on staff, and I want to thank the staff. First of all, they just dug in and lead from day one. They leaned into this work and have been making changes and just really focused on the client's well-being. We have a terrific board. We have a number of funders who we raised 3 times as much as our last year in our spring event. And the Pierce County Connected Fund has been tremendous in supporting our work and gave us funding for rental assistance. So it's been a team effort, and it's been gratifying to see that even in these challenging times, we can try and make a difference.
Brian and Jennifer, I want to thank you so much for your time today. But moreover, I want to thank you for a lot of the heavy lifting you're doing right now in our community. You are dealing with people who are heartbroken and financially broken, and this is a big lift. So I hope that you are taking care of yourself and taking time for yourself as you continue to be everything you need to be for our community. Thank you so much for being here.
Amanda, thank you so much for having us on today.
It is my pleasure. And Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank you, Amanda.